Hey guys, Pro1701 here, and today I'm going to talk about superhero movie fatigue. And I do think it's a real thing. I have really been burned out on superhero movies and superhero shows and superhero stuff the past couple of years now. I think the last just really good superhero movie I watched that I just really enjoyed was probably No Way Home, which was fantastic. I saw it in theater, I saw it twice in theater. I did really enjoy it a lot. But ever since then, really starting with Multiverse of Madness, which I found very underwhelming, I've just been disappointed. Like, I've stopped watching the shows. Like, WandaVision was okay. Falcon and Winter Soldier started out okay and then turned into nonsense. I liked Loki. I am looking forward to season 2 of Loki. I will admit that. I did very much enjoy Loki. And that's really all the shows I've watched. I haven't watched any of the ones since. I haven't seen Moon Knight, haven't watched She-Hulk, haven't watched Secret Invasion, and I have zero interest. Now, it's the same thing with the movies. I never got into the Snyderverse. Those movies have good moments, like the warehouse scene in Batman versus Superman when Ben Affleck goes all Arkham Asylum and how he's taking down people is phenomenal. One of my favorite scenes from a Batman movie, period. But the movie as a whole was just okay. Man of Steel was okay. Wonder Woman first one was pretty good. Not something I go back and rewatch, but I liked it when I saw it in theater. Um, the theatrical Justice League was okay. That's really how I feel about the Snyderverse. It's okay. It's not great. I don't really like the darker tone it takes, especially with like the Superman stuff, because for me that's just not a Superman movie. I much prefer the more Boy Scout Christopher Reeve Superman, because that's Superman to me. Um, so I don't really care in how they've taken the direction of some of the characters. The MCU stuff, well, let's talk about the Flash. The Flash, the main draw for the Flash was Keaton. And Keaton's great. I love Keaton's Batman. He's my favorite live action Batman. And Keaton's great in the movie. But we got cheated with them reshooting the ending, cheating us out of more Keaton. They did Keaton wrong in that movie, especially the end of that movie. But the Flash, at the end of the day, despite some good performances, Keaton performs well. Sasha, is that her name, that plays Supergirl? She's actually really good too. Her character's just underutilized, but her acting's great. Ben Affleck's great. Even Ezra's acting is good. Just the story just is not good. I found it very disappointing. The Flash was a very disappointing movie overall. And again, I haven't wanted to watch any of the shows like Secret Invasion. The MCU stuff, unlike some people, it's not like any agendas or politics that really bug me. It's more that the MCU has two main problems with me. One, it's gotten to the point where it's characters I don't care about. Like, I just never got into Captain Marvel, the male one or the female one, Miss Marvel. I never got into them. Um, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the first movie was good. The second one was okay. But because of the fatigue I have for all of it, I haven't felt like watching the third one. I'm not the hugest Nick Fury fan. Any version of Nick Fury, really. The David Hasselhoff movie was not good. Um, but it's dealing with characters now, these kind of C tier characters that I just don't care. And that ties in with my other problem is that they're too over the top now. I like the phase one, two, and maybe even three movies where things were a little more grounded compared to where they are now. You know, you look at the first Iron Man, and it's more. I mean, I'd never call the Marvel movies realistic, but it's a lot more realistic than where we are now. You know, the first three Iron Men I really enjoyed to one degree or another, but I love the first one. I love the first Captain America. The second one's good. The third one's good, but they still feel more, again, relatively speaking, grounded than what we're getting now. Everything now is so over the top. It's like these movies constantly have to top the previous movie. We got to be bigger than the last one. And I'm just over it when everything's in outer space and multiple dimensions and everything is a CGI cluster F, so to speak. I don't care about that. I'm mentally tuned out on it, especially since the CGI in these tends not to look that good now. I much prefer the more realistic location work in these older MCU movies. Like, I'd be far more likely to go back and watch Iron Man or even the first Thor, which the first Thor had more effects, but it's kind of the first one to really do that. And considering the subject matter, it's fine. Plus, it's funny. I like a good comedy. I'd be more likely to watch one of those or the first Captain America than I would one of the newer ones. I just don't care. That and the fact the MCU has been going for, and it's so humbling for me to say this, 15 years. 15 years. Wow. That makes me feel so old. Um, yeah, I had to pause and process that for a second. Yeah, I've just hit this burnout point. Maybe it's me because I'm getting older. I'm in my 40s now. Maybe I'm just not quite the optimist I used to be, but I don't find myself getting excited for these properties. The trailer for the Marvels did nothing for me. Nothing for me. Well, that's a movie that's coming out. But I mean, I don't get as fired up about stuff as I used to. Again, the only reason I was really excited about Flash was Keaton. Although I did like that Ben Affleck's Batman was in it too, because I do like his Batman, and Batman's my favorite superhero. But yeah, I'm underwhelmed. I'll probably watch season 2 of Loki. But just all the stuff coming out, the DC reboot, don't care. The James Gunn stuff, don't care. Just hearing all the casting announcements for this new Superman movie, don't care. I mean, the guy they have cast as Superman looks like he could be good in the part. I know the actress playing Lois Lane is a good actress. I saw her when she was in House of Cards. I like her. But I just don't care. I have zero interest in it. Zero interest. The sequel to The Batman could be good. I liked The Batman. It's way too long and doesn't know when to end. But other than that, I liked it well enough, but it still didn't blow me away. I mean, it's nowhere near, Batman 89 or Batman Returns or even Batman Forever quality. But it was a good watch. So yeah, I think superhero fatigue is very real. I think it hits people for different reasons. Some people it is the politics and the perceived agenda pushing. For some people, it's just much like myself, just getting older and maybe not fired up for every new thing like we were in our 20s or 30s. And part of it's just, again, this superhero craze has been going for a solid 15 years. I mean, almost 20 years if you count Batman Begins in 2005. But keep in mind the MCU came out the same year The Dark Knight did, and The Dark Knight was kind of a masterpiece. So I think those things combined really hit off really started the current superhero era. And of course, you had X-Men 1 and 2 out at that point, and those were really popular. I forget when the third X-Men movie came out. But yeah, I just think after 15 years, people are burning out. They want different stuff. They want something else besides superhero stuff. At least that's how I feel. I'm kind of, for the most part, over the superhero craze. Again, the DC stuff, don't care. Most of the Marvel stuff they have announced, Kane, Dynasty, and all that, I just don't care. Give me another good Batman movie, and I guess I'll be happy. And I'm curious to see what they do with Spider-Man 4, because I have enjoyed all of the Spider-Man movies that they've done with Tom Holland. So yeah, that's just kind of where I feel on it. Burned out. I'm just over superhero stuff for the most part. Looking forward to Loki season 2, I guess. So I want to know what you think of the current superhero climate, and if you're burned out and feeling fatigue. And if so, why are you feeling this fatigue? Is it a combination of different things? I'm curious. So comment down below and let me know other things to do. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There's a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. A link to my Amazon wish list is down there, as is my P.O. box if there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review. And most importantly, thank you for watching.